Well, welcome everybody to the week 5 lecture. This is how the video lectures are going to go from now on because I base the lectures on what we need to talk about based on where everybody's going. So I didn't do these all before the semester started. Now I'm going to do them over the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, and they'll be posted in time for you to look at them on Monday, because that's when the lectures really open, on Mondays. Okay, this week we are going to look at ethics. What do you do right when no one's looking? Yeah, that's ethics. You do the right thing just because it's the right thing to do. And we're looking at it in technical writing. And more specifically, we're going to look at it in the use of AIs, because look at some of the metric data on AIs. 3% of high-end LLMs hallucinate. So, and look, 88% of Fortune 500 companies say, nope, we need to have a human look at this to see what's going on. It's just ethical. All right? So that's what we're going to do. And here are the core principles of ethical writing and technical communication. Is it ethical, or is a data set right? Is the data set being presented right? Is it being straightforward? There is a very famous article written about the technical writing of a Nazi memo. And I don't have you read it. It may be disturbing to some students, so I took that out, and it's not required anymore. And then here's what we're talking about: AI use, the ethics of AIs. And I asked Gemini, what's going on? What's the current discussion on the moral use of AIs? And these are what the AI generated. Here's a lawsuit, and these are becoming more and more significant in the public eye, of someone engaging with the AI with tragic consequences. So this week, there's 6 short readings in Chapter 3 of Howdy or Hello on ethics in the workplace. And then there's these 3 readings to go over. And so you can get an idea of the ethics involved in using AI in technical writing, and doing what's right, communicating things clearly and accurately to your reader. Okay? And then we're just having our normal days, our normal submission guidelines. Okay? I wanted to focus on this. You're working on Project 1 now. You should be working on Project 1. Yes. This is not a class where I say, okay, everybody, we're going to work on this. If you want feedback, and I'm going to go out here and point something out in modules. Look, next week, week 6, the draft of Project 1 is due on Friday, February 27th. These are extra credit. You are big people. You're entering technical writing where feedback is important. Technical writers always have someone else read their work. They might have the subject matter expert read the work. They might have a colleague read the work. That's up to you. I'm not going to force you to turn in a draft. All right? This is extra credit. You submit a draft on Friday, and I'll provide feedback on it. If you think that my insight is not going to be helpful at all to you, don't do it. And then the next week, March 6th, that's a Wednesday. If you want to engage in the peer review process and give a peer review to someone who submitted their work up here, fine, this is extra credit also. Also, week 7, on March 8th, your final project is due completely, and that's the Friday before spring break. So that's what's going on Again, we are in week 5, so 2 weeks till spring break. Counting this week 3. Okay, spring break's almost here. We're talking about ethics of communication. Ethics of technical communication. My brain goes faster than my mouth. And just some information to think about as you do this. That's all I have to say on this. If you have any questions, if it's a question that everybody can benefit from, put it in the extra credit discussion forum. If it's specific to you, email me, because I won't address it in a public venue. That's all I have to say. Enjoy spring on that lovely island. Bye.